Hello, my name is Gracie Mills. Everyone should learn CPR because it heightens the victim's chance of survival and it is easier to learn than people may think. Hopefully this never happens, but imagine you're with a family member and they do go to cardiac arrest. You will want to know how to help them because if you do know CPR, you are going to greaten their chance of survival and also minimal damage to their body. When I was an EMT, CPR is one of the first skills that I learned, and I had to use it numerous times, and each time it actually heightened the chance of survival of my patient, and the outcome was better, especially the quicker I could get to them. But I did experience where if I did not get to them quick enough, because being in an ambulance, emergency services can take a while to get to them, and there was a bystander nearby and they started it, it did greaten the chance of that patient's survival. So that is why I'm so passionate about CPR, and that's why I want to teach it to you. CPR saves lives. Brain damage can begin within minutes if blood flow stops. Without intervention, irreversible brain injury can begin within 4 to 6 minutes. A lot of times in an ambulance, we are put in different points around the city so that there is an ambulance close to each area in the city and each neighborhood, to where there can be someone closer than the other person. Usually we do not stay at one station. We are put around in our ambulances and we wait. Sometimes things go wrong though. Not wrong, but it all comes to chance, which can be scary when it comes to a person's life. But if an ambulance in one area is used in that area, and then the ambulance nearest to them is also being used for an emergency, that means that the ambulance farthest away from this area is now having to be pulled over here for this emergency. So a bystander knowing CPR can largely change the outcome for this patient. So it is just so important that as many people learn CPR as possible. Cardiac arrest can happen at any moment. So it can happen to a family member in your home, but it can also happen to a stranger walking past you on the street. Bystanders are often first to the scene. This goes back to the fact that sometimes emergency personnel and emergency services cannot get to you quick enough. So this means even if there's a wreck on the highway, and we are close, but there's a wreck on the highway, it can change the odds of that person's survival. So if you are there and you know CPR and you are able to help them, it can change many things, because sometimes we can't get to someone that's going into cardiac arrest for 10 to 15 minutes, not because of anything we're doing, but because of the circumstances, and that can be really scary. So I always felt relief as an EMT walking up to a scene and seeing someone already doing it, whether it be a family member or the person that was walking past in the street or a person in the restaurant that was trained. Effective bystander CPR provided immediately after arrest can double or triple a victim's chance of survival, but only 32% of CPR arrest victims get CPR from a bystander. This quote that I have says only 32%, but I'm not thinking only. I'm thinking, wow, that's actually a large percentage that people get CPR from a bystander. So it is best for as many people to know CPR as possible. Classes are offered through organizations like the American Red Cross and the American Red Heart Association. As stated on the American Red Cross website, CPR certification takes just a few short hours, but can help add years to someone's life. I actually have taught CPR before, and I've been certified to teach CPR, and we had classes that took less than an hour and a half, and you were learning a life-saving skill. So I would say that that hour and a half is worth your time. Hopefully this inspires you to learn CPR. I hope that you go home and maybe you research how to get CPR certified so that if this ever does happen, and hopefully it does not, that you are prepared, because a lot of that anxiety that you feel about what if an emergency happens and I cannot help will go away once you are prepared. So thank you so much for listening to me. Hopefully this inspires you, like I said, and you go look this up after this. Thank you.